Sports Cards. Get at it.
Hey, hello from lava. Tell me Dr. John Peterson here, TE2 Sports Cards, coming at you live and direct, Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are at the sports card table down in the basement, and been really hammering it lately. Been good. Been getting cards back from PSA and pricing them, getting them up on eBay, and just generally getting ready for the Minnesota Card Show in April, which is the third weekend in April, the 20th through the 23rd. Come check it out if you get a chance. I'm doing a box rip, blaster boxes. I think I got about 10 here today. I did 12 last night, which was a lot of fun. Watched the Timberwolves game on mute and recorded this video, or the video, excuse me, from last night. Had quite a bit of fun, a lot of fun. Pulled 2 Genesis cards, pulled a Halliburton National Pride Genesis, and pulled a Zion Williamson Genesis in 12 blaster boxes, which I thought was phenomenal. So very appreciative of that, and just was, I don't know, enjoyed myself and had a good time. So I've been ripping a bunch of stuff. If you watched the prior video, I explained where I got this lot. You can check that out if you want to. I'm not going to re-explain all that. Today I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blaster boxes that I figured I'd rip open to kind of get the day started. A little busier work day for me. I am, if for those of you that don't know, I own 3 businesses. I actually am a consultant for a business called TE2 Consulting, or Consultants, Education Consultants. Used to do engineering with my father-in-law, but he retired and got out of the business. But yeah, if you want to, you can get a hold of me. There's my number. There's my contact information. I am on Instagram, and you can find me at Leatawa _ Dr. John Peterson. That's Leatawa _ Dr. John Peterson. And I've got, happy to have you jump into my DMs and do a deal on some cards if you see anything that you like. I'm also on eBay, of course. Have to be on eBay, and MySlabs too. So those are about the 3 platforms I sell on. And I run weekly Sunday auctions, and have some wax that I sell. What I sell, 3 1990 tops rack pack cases this weekend on Sunday to a guy who wanted to do the no name on front Frank Thomas chase. So I was like, yeah, man, those were the last 3 I had. I think I had 12 or 14 of those, and ripped open about 2 or 3 and passed on the rest to folks who are interested in doing that. So it's the hobby. Yes, it is a business, but it's the hobby, and it's a lot of fun to be able to sell cards and provide them to collectors and other investors and flippers and repackers, and help people keep the hobby strong. So, well, without any further ado, which is what everybody says, let's start the rip and see what we get here. Oh, I already cut open that one. In the last video, I've been sick. I've had a cold. Oh, God, the cold to last since Thursday, Friday. So in the last video, I watched the whole thing, because I watch all my videos as I'm uploading them and doing the thumbnails, and I watched that last video. I was like, oh my God, I was sniffling the whole time. It's just so annoying. So I'm going to have to sniffle a couple times, but I'm going to try and keep it to a bare minimum so I'm not annoying the shit out of people. I know that when people are coughing, clearing their throat, and, you know, sucking up snot and shit, it's really annoying when you're watching it on YouTube. So I'm going to try to keep that to a minimum today. So, but I am with a cold and have been for the last 4 days. All right, so we are opening up 2020-2021 Mosaic Blaster boxes, and we are looking for any big hits, looking for some greens, looking for some Genesis, of course, and anything base that's, you know, Anthony Edwards, We like Anthony Edwards. We like Halliburton. We like Maxey. We like LaMelo Ball. We'll take some Devin Vassell, of course. There's a sniffle. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I think the rookie class in 2020, 2021 is probably one of the better rookie classes since LeBron, Melo, and Wade, 2003. Sadiq Bey, Matt Williamson, Elevate. So I've got my penny sleeves all ready to go. Got my semi-rigids ready to go. Oh, there's an Anthony Edwards, and it's on the back. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Let's see what we got here. Looks like a green. P.J. Washington, Lou Williams, Trey Jones, green Edwards, green Mosaic. So not a terribly valuable card, but if you get this in a PSA 10, you could probably move this for about, I don't know, 40 bucks, 50 bucks. Sweet green and blue. That's great. What, first, second box? Let's put that up here. He had an incredible dunk last night. I don't know if you guys saw that. That shit was sick. He actually dunked so hard that he, like, potentially concussed John Collins. John Collins is a good player, too. John Collins is no slouch. John Collins has hops in his own right. I've seen John Collins drop some huge dunks in his career. But, yeah, Edward. There's another Edwards. Hey, we're off to a hot start here. These Edwards, these base, 30 bucks in a PSA 10. And he's balling out right now with Towns out for the remainder of probably the rest of the season. He's the man in Minnesota. So, all right. Back-to-back Edwards. We love it. So I got quite a few of these blasters. I don't know, I got like almost 5. I had almost 5 cases. What do we got here? Silver. Isaiah Joe. So this is the first case. I opened up some fat packs. I had a bunch of those. I had recorded the video, but I accidentally deleted it. That was last Thursday or Friday morning, I think. It's Tuesday morning now, so Marcus Aldridge, Coral, Sean Kemp. So we'll keep ripping. I have my 5,000 count box here. It's starting to get pretty close to full. So there's only so much space. I have another 5,000 count box that's empty though. So Miles Turner, Jaren Jackson. So I put most of these cards that I think can sell for a couple bucks. Put them in a penny sleeve. So what are you collecting? Curious, put it in the comments. Really curious what people are getting into right now. I used to be big into vintage. I still am. I ended up selling quite a bit of my bigger vintage cards. I had like a PSA 7L K-Line rookie, had a 52 Bowman Stan Musial and a PSA 8. Had a 53 Mantle and an SGC 5. Had a 56 Mantle and a, what was that, a SGC 6. Just excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. I'm trying to do just one sniffle rather than a whole litany of sniffles. But I ended up selling probably 20 grand in vintage cards this last year. At the end of the year, I bought my daughter a car. She had turned 16 in October, and we were working on 2 cars in the family, and thought it would be nice to buy her a car. So went out and spent 10 grand on a car. which was fine. She was happy. She loves her car. And I also, what else did I do? I sold 10,000, another 10,000 in cards to start a third business, invest in a third business, which I'm hoping I will get my money back at the end of this year. So about 22 grand in vintage cards that I had. And honestly, truth be told, I lost on most of them because I bought them slabbed and tried to cross them over, and that didn't go very well. Especially the two mantles. I thought those were going to cross over to PSA, and they were in a SGC slab and then a BBG slab. The 53 was in an SGC. It was a 5.5 originally, and PSA wouldn't grade it, and they wouldn't grade the 56. So I ended up losing what I bought the 53 for $10,100 and sold it for $8,000. Took a huge bath on the 56, embarrassingly. I mean, it was terrible. I bought that from our friends at Burbank Sports Cards. It was in a BBG 7.5 slab, and it came back as an SGC 6. So that was pretty rough. But there's a Melo. You know what? You're better off cutting your losses. It decreased the value of my inventory, which I was able to take a pretty healthy deduction for my personal taxes. I made a decent amount of money last year. I was blessed. Made the most money I've ever made. I paid my estimated quarterly taxes like everybody else does who runs a business, or you're supposed to at least. But I still would have had to have paid in quite a bit, so I had a healthy deduction, or not deduction, but had a healthy, well, it was a deduction. Had a healthy reduction in what I had. Oh, there's a McDaniels. We're going to just leave that. He's popular up here in the Twin Cities, which brought my taxable net, my adjusted gross income, and then my taxable net income down considerably. Which was good. I ended up paying in a little bit for taxes this year, but it was a couple thousand rather than an additional 20,000, which is never fun. I'd rather spend some money on cards, take some wins, take some losses, and write the losses off than pay an exorbitant amount of taxes. Because even though I run this as a business, it's a lot of fun, keeps me busy. As a consultant, you don't constantly have work, Sometimes you have work, sometimes it's slow. I'd say I consult probably half time, depending on the situation and time of year and clients and stuff. And I do cards and beverage business the other half of the time. The beverage business is a THC business. We do THC beverages, me and two other guys. And that's what I spent the 10 grand starting, or 12 grand starting. And so far it's been good. We got a really good drink. The beverage is really, really tasty. 99% of people love it. Every once in a while, people don't care for it, but it's a sparkling lime margarita. It's kind of a mocktail, 5 milligrams of THC. And yeah, it's good. It's really good. So we're in about 25 different locations here in Minnesota. And we just started back in mid-January, so I think we're doing pretty good to start off with here. We have a tasting this Thursday at a local liquor store called Zips over in the Seward neighborhood of Minneapolis. Respect, Seward. There's another ant. Oh my goodness, it's 3 ants. That's pretty dang good, man. I'm just loading up on base Mosaic ants. I pulled a ton last night of the base. Put that in a sleeve. Man, that dunk last night, I mean, that was a world-class dunk. It's up there with the best I've seen in the last 5 years. I mean, Morant's had a couple that were just sick. No doubt about that. Edwards is a little bit taller than Morant, and I think he dunks with a little bit more force. Not a lot more. Morant's pretty tough. We'll see how Morant comes back from the labrum tear. Kemba, yeah, gonna put him in a. So I think you're supposed to be able to pull Mosaic orange fluorescent prisms numbered to 25, along with the Genesis cards. So I haven't pulled any of those orange fluorescent numbers to 25, but did pull the 2 Genesis cards last night, which was the Zion Williamson and the Halliburton National Pride. The Halliburton's probably $250 card. Notice much people have stuff listed for like $450, $500 on that card, but buy it now has become kind of a ridiculous thing on eBay. I mean, so many people have their cards overpriced, including me on some cards. You know, so you got to protect some cards. You know, you got to protect the investment unless you're really willing to move it. You know, I've got a Giannis 2013 Hoops Artist Proof, which is like a super rare card and hard to pull. 10s are like pop 19. And, I mean, it's a case hit. There's only 1 per jumbo box. So, there's a bam. Really hard card to get. Paid a decent amount for it back about 2 years ago when the market was still up quite a bit. And I'm just not in a hurry to move that card, you know. But some of the other stuff, especially stuff that comes back as a PSA 9, there's no sense in sitting on it. Yeah, you're probably going to take a loss, a small loss on stuff, you know, especially if the grading fee is, you know, 20, 30% of what the value of the card or the cost of the card is. I mean, if you extract the card from the wild, it's funny when people say that. If you extract the card from the wild and it's a $5 card, $10 card, and you get it graded at 15 bucks, let's say you get a special, you're lucky. Card comes back as a PSA 9, you're looking at maybe a $20 card. So you're probably going to lose, right? Because the card was $5, 15 to grade, and 20% to eBay, right? 12.9 or 13% plus your taxes, which I pay. You know, I pay my sales tax. 6.725, I think, is what we pay here in Hennepin County in Minneapolis. So, you know, 20%. So you do the math. You just take 15 plus 5. It's 20. You sell it for 20. Multiply 20 times 0.8. It's $18 card. That's what you're going to net. And that's reality. So, you can't expect to take wins on everything, and you can't be greedy too. You gotta take the wins when you can. Like, for example, and sometimes you don't. I mean, so I bought 61 of these, These are the 17 Bowman Draft Acuñas. Given that, I think he's going to have another good year. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. Pray. Bought 61 of these. They were $3.85 per card. I had probably 35 that I had graded, that I thought were gradable. 24 came back as 10s. It cost $15 to grade. So $3.85 plus 15 is $18.85. All right, so about 19 bucks. So I had an offer yesterday, $38 for 15 of these. I would have cleared, 38 times 0.8. I would have cleared maybe $9 per card. So 9 times 15, you're looking at $140, $130. And I didn't sell them. I didn't move them. I felt like that was not enough for what I'm looking to get. And given that the baseball season is about to start, and he could be hot again, and the Braves could be good again. I think they've got a great team. They got LBs, they got great pitching. I decided not to move them, and I upped the price to $45. Probably pissed off the buyer, but now I kind of got an idea of what I think people will want for them, or want to get them for, excuse me. So, on 45 versus 38 is $7 difference. I mean, that's a difference of what, I don't know, 15 bucks or 10 bucks. Anthony Davis National Pride. Let's leave those two. So anyway, that's kind of my thinking on some of that stuff. And you got to move. I mean, there's so much dead inventory on eBay. I mean, it's just so much dead inventory. People just don't even look, because the prices are just like 2-3 times what they should be. And then people do auctions, and then, they get significantly less. So anyway, I'm a believer that you gotta keep moving stuff, and even some of my inventory on my store is old. I try and auction it off on a regular basis, though, especially the 9s. Try and do buy it nows on the 10s. Every once in a while, I'll throw a 10 in to an auction. You should try and auction 5, 6, 7 cards every week on Sunday. It helps the algorithm for eBay. Gets more eyeballs on your store. And yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. My ripping of these packs is improving. Pretty proud of myself here. Jimmy Butler, John Wall. I haven't seen that card in the silver. That's nice. I'm going to put that back in here. I don't think anybody wants John Wall these days. Great player. Kentucky kid. Just injuries. His body broke down. Oh, there's a Melo. Okay, cool. Let's carefully rip this one open. Looks like a green. And it is. National Pride. Don't have that one yet. I love Mosaic. I think it's one of my all-time favorite sets. Or products, I should say. There's just a lot of different cool cards. I love the base cards, look great. Yeah, maybe this is a Genesis, you never know. Oh, good pack. Giannis on top. Giannis base. Will Barton. Magic Johnson and Steph Curry. Hey, I'll take it. Like this card. Some Steph Curry collector might want it. Buck. Magic. Buck. You sell 100 of these base cards. Maybe give a little discount. Make 80, 90 bucks. Get some of your money back. That's how it works. I still have a little vintage left. Got a couple big vintage cards. I've got a 57 Mantle and a PSA 7. which isn't an overly rare card, but I think the eye appeal on mine is pretty solid. It's a tiny bit off-center, top to bottom, but the registration is super nice. And left to right, it's great. Let me show it to you. Let me grab it here quick. Oh, where is it? There we go. My slabs here off to the right, so the basketball slabs are over the baseball slabs. So here's a 56 Robinson. Oh, sorry, it's kind of 56 Robinson, kind of in a shadow there. So that's one of my bigger vintage cards that I still have left. And then here's the mantle. You see the registration on that's pretty good. Left to right's a little tiny bit, top to bottom more so, but the registration's great. So yeah, those are the bigger. I mean, I had some 56 Topps cards. I mean, I had 56 Mays, 56 Clemente, 56 Melo, 56 Ted Williams. All of them sold. And you know, I own the car, so eventually I'll probably sell the vehicle. It's a LRT Land Rover V6 2009, I believe. So nice car. Not big, but moves good. Jason Kidd. Got a pretty good, there's a sniffle, sorry. Tried to sneak one in. So, yeah, you know, you spend money, you make money, you sell stuff. I've got a number of firearms that I've come across over the years, got them pretty cheap. Excuse me. Well, I got 7, 8, 6, 7 rifles, a couple pistols. One of the rifles is a lever action 22 Magnum, which is a pretty rare firearm, and that's probably worth $500-600. I'm not sure exactly how much. I'd have to take it to a pawn shop or something like that to see what it's really worth. Excuse me. Also have a 1989 pre-ban AK-47 Chinese Polytech Legend S. That card is, ooh, what do we got here? Oh, Cole Anthony. Yeah, the Legend S is, oh, there's a Kawhi. OG Anunoby. This guy's playing some good ball lately. I'm gonna keep him out. Yeah, so during the Bush administration, I did a little research on this AK-47. During the Bush administration, they banned assault weapons, but specifically AK-47s. And before the ban came into effect, Polytech, which is a Chinese outfit, decided to sell some of the Legend S's in the United States, and collectors bought them. And my uncle, who passed away a couple of years ago, had one, along with probably 30 other firearms, which most of which we sold in an auction, or sold. How did we sell those? I don't remember. I think we sold them to a consignor. That's what we did. Yeah, we gave him to a consignor out in Montana because he lived in Montana. A couple of them got purchased by my uncle. I purchased about 6 or 7 of them, like I mentioned. So anyway, the Chinese Polytech is a pretty I mean, pretty valuable. The Legend S is a pretty high quality, valuable AK-47, although AK-47s are pretty commonplace. So it's not like they're rare or anything, but this one is a nice one. I don't know, it's probably worth $1,000, $2,000, something like that. Isaiah Joe, got a ton of Isaiah Joes. So yeah, we got a couple shotguns. Got a 20 gauge, I think 20 gauge, maybe a 12 gauge. One's a Remington. Got a couple rifles. Got a Ruger, an old German, I think it's a Ruger, German pistol. And then have a collector's edition Argentine Mauser. The Mauser was kind of like the premier rifle back in the 1880s. So it's not an original, but it's, I think, a replica. So I got some of those, and I've got a 2003 or 2004 Harley Davidson. I don't ride, but I got that from my uncle's estate. I was the trustee and bought it for my other uncle. So got that. It's a nice one. It's a 100th anniversary Springer Softail FXSTIS. FXSTI. There's a little Melo. So, I have a friend, Richard, from Kingston, Jamaica, who helps me take care of it and rides it every summer just to keep it fresh, keep the engine hitting. So I got that. That's in the garage, covered up, and he's been playing really well lately. He's been hitting lots of threes. So over the years, come across different things, and you know, if you need to sell stuff to pay for bills or pay for a car, you just sell it. You know, it's just that simple. You know, you don't want to sit on sunk costs. You know, sunk costs are basically, you know, the cost that you've assumed as a business owner that, you know, you spend $10,000 on a card, it's only worth $8,000. Those are sunk costs, you know. So you got a choice to make. You can either, you know, move the card, move the asset, and get your $8,000 back, you know, and use it for something else. Or you can sit on the sunk cost forever and have that money locked in there in the hopes that the value goes up, which sometimes happens depending on the asset if it's rare enough, but usually it doesn't. You know, some things go up in value as they age and some don't. So if you're trying to move cards, it's probably a better idea to Larry Bird. There, you got a couple of those sleeved up. Better off moving it if you need it, if you need the cash. You just gotta keep rolling with it. You can't get discouraged when you take losses. And again, I mean, if you've got a side hustle as a business like sports cards, but you've got a main grind, your bread and butter, where you make decent money on it, you can take losses on the cards and not feel too bad about it, because if you keep track of your inventory, which you're supposed to do, And you take care of keeping track of, you know, what that card cost, how much it cost to grade it, what the shipping cost was, and then what you sold it for after eBay fees and after taxes. Oh, there's another ant. You know, you take a loss on it, you can pass that loss off through what's called a K1 form. I'm not an accountant, so please don't take this as accounting advice, and I'm not an attorney either. But, you know, that's what you do. You know, and you pass that loss or profit, if you make money, you pass that off to your personal income, you know, through the K1 form. So if you make $30,000 on sports cards, you got to add that as income at the end of the year and account for it in terms of what taxes that you owe. So if you make $100,000 on your main job, you know, whether you're an employee or a business owner, and you make $30,000 in sports cards, you've got to pay taxes on that $30,000 that you profited. Conversely, if you have a main job and you make $100,000 and you lose $30,000 on the sports cards, you pass that loss through a K1 form off to your personal income. There's your Rodman. Excuse me, I had a sneeze. Oh, thought I had to sneeze, but I guess I don't. Okay, I guess I don't have to sneeze. Sorry. Thought I did, but now I don't. So, that's how you bring your personal income down. If you take loss, you know, 30,000, so your taxable, your adjusted gross income might be 70,000 after your deductions, and rather than 100,000. So that doesn't mean you want to take losses on cards necessarily. Another Jaden, but it kind of softens the blow. If you're a collector, it's different because you want to continue to, you know, build your collection. And anybody that says they just collect and don't care about the values of their cards is an abject liar. I don't believe that. Oh, I'm a collector and I don't care what my collection's worth. That's total bullshit. There are some people on YouTube, some content creators that you know well. I'm not going to call them out, but they try and say, well, you know, I don't really worry about value. I just buy what I like, and, you know, I don't care about, well, what are they going to do with those collections after they're dead? Somebody's going to have to do something with them. And I'm pretty sure their wives and their daughters and their sons are not going to want to sit and look at their cards unless they're totally into it, you know, which is possibly the case. But most people, after they're gone, those collections get sold. And of course, you want to get as much money for your collection as you possibly can. So this business of people saying, well, you know, excuse me, another sniffle. I don't care what my collection's worth. That's hogwash. So as a collector, you do care. So if you take losses on your collection as a collector and not as a business owner, that can hurt. You know, it can sting. And I've been there. But since this is my side hustle, you know, it takes a little bit of the pressure off to have to constantly think about profitizing off of all this. Because the more I profit on it, the more taxes I have to pay. And I am not one to try and defraud the government. That is not high on my to-do list. Pay your taxes. I don't know how some of these flippers keep track of it when they're at shows, constantly flipping cards, like, you know, buying, flipping. I mean, how do they keep track of all that stuff? you know. Maybe you're not supposed to just look at your profit and just be like, well, I profited $30. You're supposed to look at it asset by asset. These cards are like little houses or little apartments. Well, some of them are not so little, some of them are big. And my understanding is that you're supposed to account for each one individually. Bulbul, green. Excuse me, sniffle. That was not planned. So, anyway, that's what I know about that. Well, we might keep going until we pull a Genesis. Hopefully we pull another one. I pulled the Zion Genesis. It was the 4th box. Just the case. And the Halliburton was in the 12th box. Yeah, we'll probably go another 15, 20 minutes here on camera. I know most of the content creators out there don't do these super long videos, but some do. Isaiah Joe. Not too much of that one. And I know, a lot of the vintage collectors, we just do vintage. We don't do the shiny cards, and that's fine. Everybody's got their own thing that they like to do. I like to do what I like to do. If that includes vintage and modern and ultra modern, then that's what I'll do. I know a lot of people are not a lot, but there are some people that are really into pre-war. So the 33 Gaudis and the P206s, and those are great, and they have great value and they're rare, especially the high grade ones. But I worry about, like, what's the market for those gonna be after the baby boomers are gone? Like, who remembers who, like, Tinkers to Evers to Chance was? My son doesn't. My daughter doesn't. My son may know about Ty Cobb. He knows Mickey Mantle, Jackie Robinson, but Ty Cobb? I don't know. Unless you're a fan of baseball, you might not know who Ty Cobb was. You might not know who Christy Mathewson was. So yeah, those are great cards, but like the market for those cards is like minuscule compared to other stuff. So, but on the other hand, these cards are printed like to know tomorrow. If it's retail and not numbered, even the numbered stuff is printed to, like, so many parallels. I'm just rambling now. Paul Reed. It's been pretty quiet here. I mean, we haven't gotten anything too big here. Shake, Trent Jr. There's another Edwards and a Jason Kidd. I'd like to pull something numbered. I don't even know. Can you pull numbered stuff? I suppose you can pull the orange fluorescent. I still think the motto of collect what you like is pretty safe. I mean, if you look at what I have for inventory for cards, it gives you a sense of what I'm into. I don't prospect for baseball, for example. I don't know enough about minor league play. I'll put this one up here. Put this one up here. I just don't know enough about it. Basketball's a little different. I follow the G League. So, I follow this guy, Bucelis, 19, in the G League. But baseball, prospecting, just not my thing. But some people love it. And, power to them. I'm going to get a few more boxes. That's great. I have 4 more. So, just a second, sorry. Let's put the old Mickey Mantle back over there. I know a lot of people are on YouTube. They prospect baseball cards, which is cool. That's super cool. Some people collect Star Wars. They love Star Wars. I know Mama Breaks is a huge Star Wars fan. I watched one of her videos yesterday. And that's awesome. I love Star Wars. I'm not into collecting their cards. Some people like sports card dad. He collects football. He likes Brady. Got a big Brady collection. He likes Tom Brady. He likes Drew Brees. But I know he also collects and likes Stranger Things cards. I love the show Stranger Things, but I don't want their cards. It's just not my thing. So if I'm gonna rip like stuff I like, and I really like this draft class, the 2020 draft class. I enjoy watching basketball. I watch more basketball than probably anything. And I watch football. I don't prospect on football because the risk of injury is too high. And I got in too late on Mahomes. So, and Brady, I didn't really get in on Brady because I wasn't collecting very heavy back in the early 2000s. I did some baseball, but I didn't do any football. So I had some 2001 Topps Chrome Pools and Ichiro and stuff like that. Jordan, I'll take this guy. So, you got to stick to what you like. Excuse me. And sometimes you got to buy stuff that you're going to flip it that you think you can move. Some stuff moves a little quicker than others. But that's what I see on YouTube at Barkley Diallo. Run out of space in the 5,000 count box. And I probably need to shift these over to a different box. Still no fluorescent orange number to 25. We've gone through a case of this. Yeah, it's getting pretty full. I think Edwards is a generational talent. I think Wemby's a generational talent. You could make the same case for Luka, Jokic, Giannis. They're just incredible players. So, I like NBA basketball. I think it's a softer market than football, but the risk is lower because NBA players don't get injured at the same frequency that players in the NFL do, especially position players. Quarterbacks is a little bit different. Quarterbacks still get hurt too, though. Excuse my sniffle. So I don't get into Kenny Pickett and Sam Howell and all. So this is not my thing, But I respect the people that do. And that's kind of one of the differences you see between people who do this as a business and people who just straight collect. Some of the straight collectors are very, very full of themselves. Let's just put it that way. They think because they collect, they're somehow more pure than people who do this as a business or people who flip. I think Ross Cards is an amazing, amazing YouTube content creator. And I love that's cool. I love what he does. Goes to the shows. He's a businessman. You got to respect that. Oh, these flippers, or this and that. Let him do his thing. Mojo. Respect to Mojo. I don't think he's the most astute business owner, but heck of a nice guy. People like that are great for the hobby. And it obviously shows with the number of subscribers he's got. Oh, there's a Halliburton. That's nice. That was a good pack. So, we're coming up on 50 minutes. I'm going to stop in 10 minutes here. Yeah, I'll leave those bases there. I've already got a couple of those already sleeved up. Okay, let's keep on going. McGrady, Bledsoe. Yeah, Bledsoe. He was with the Bucks for a while. I never really cared for his game. He just shoots too much, and he's not a very a particularly accurate shooter. Good like bully guard. You know, if you like that kind of play, which I do. Excuse me again. Runny nose is so freaking annoying. All right, Genesis. Let's pull a Genesis, and then we'll end on a high note. I'll stop after I pull one. I love this Mosaic. It's great. Watched a bunch of YouTube videos from a couple years ago of guys like Hitman and Pac-Man ripping this stuff, and I don't know, I just think it's great. Oops. Let's go this way. Or not. Wow, this one's a little tougher. Struggling to open up the pack. No, not a Genesis. Hey, LeBron. And Jackson Silver, that's a sweet card. He's a good player, Jackson. He's scoring more now. The Defensive Player of the Year last year. Excuse me, sorry. Sniffle. And, yeah, he's decent. All right, let's keep going. Oh, sorry. I was going to open up another box. I have packs sitting here. This is going to rip mode, baby. I've been ripping for like the last couple days. I've got quite a bit of work at the middle and end part of the week here, so just thought I'd enjoy myself a little bit here. And rip open some of this lot that I bought. Really enjoyed ripping those fat packs. Those fat packs had pink camos in them, which were cool. And the mega boxes have the yellow, the active yellows, which are nice. These blasters have the greens. Oh, there's a Shack. There's Paul. Shack Jam Masters. You never know. Somebody might want that. So that was a long stream of consciousness for about 25, 30 minutes, but excuse me. Just ripping our Genesis. No. Randall. We got Precious Achiwa. Precious Achiwa. I'm gonna have to stop here in a little bit just because I'm running out of space in this 5,000 count box. Jared Culver, Total Bust. That's a cool card. Is that numbered? No, but sweet card. I love that. That's nice. It's like a silver. He's having a good season. Man, such a nice. He's so solid. Just really solid defensively. Improved his offensive game considerably. Just really like his play. Him and Butler. Tamar. And Buddy Hield. Some nice little color match there. All right, let's keep going. It's just rippy. OG Anunoby. He's having a good season. There's Chris Paul National Pride. All right, we're gonna do a couple more boxes. Still haven't pulled the reactive fluorescent orange. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Mosaic Orange Fluorescent Prisms numbered to 25. Still haven't got one of those yet. Oh, that's cool. I like it that you get a mosaic in every, or, you know, a mosaic prism in every, pretty much every box. Not every box, but I mean, that's just a cool looking card. Kind of a Christmas theme. All right, coming down the home stretch here. I do like to record these videos just because if you get something really good, it's nice to have it on video. It's fun. Oops. These were Target bought. Purchased from Target. I'd like to get some of the Monopoly boosters. That'd be fun. It's kind of hard to track down right now, but we got quite a few Targets here in Minnesota, given that it's the home of Target. I've never really gone and looked for anything new in the store. I've always bought from like Facebook and stuff like that. eBay. Shea. It's a cool card. KG. We'll sleeve the Shea and leave these two in there. Running out of penny sleeves too. All right. Got these packs and one more box. Jalen Smith, Devin Vassel, Rui, and Kemba. Put the Vassel in there. Even though it's a base, he's a nice player. I hope he and Wemby can stay together for a while. Wembanyama's ridiculous. Like, he is ridiculously good. And his rookie season is just incredible. His numbers. What do we got here? Giannis, elevate. Base. Base. I'll leave the Giannis in there. Already got that card out. Sleeved up. Come on, need a Genesis. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Peyton, Holmes, Mason Jones, Olynyk. Olynyk's decent. I don't dislike his play. Let's see here. Anthony Davis. Dominating DeAndre Ayton. 59-minute mark. Oh my goodness. We're just cranking it out here. Ooh. We've got a backward card. All right. So let's put this down here. It is Ooh, I think it's a Maxey. Is it numbered? No, it's not numbered. Oh my gosh, look at this. A Maxey Scripps. Not bad. Not bad. This is the first auto I've gotten out of, oh boy, 24 Blasters. So, that's a great card. That is a great card. I don't know how much it's worth. I mean, I'll have to look. I'd say at least a couple $100 in a PSA 10, but if you've hung with me this far, kudos to you. You just got the payoff. We got a Maxey Scripps, 24 Blasters, and we're going to stop after these 2 packs and not even open up this next one, because that is a fantastic pull out of a blaster. I don't know, some people had said don't open blasters, don't buy blasters of this Mosaic. You just don't pull anything, but like I've had pretty good luck pulling stuff. I mean, it's kind of a quantity thing. Look at that. Let's put that in a sleeve. Cool. So we add that to this stack. These are the two I pulled last night. Not bad for like 24 blasters. I mean, you're looking at 24 blasters is 400. I got the 20 blasters was 400 because they're $20 a blaster. So it's 400 plus another 4. It's 480. There's 480 here, I would say, or damn near close. Then you got all the other base stuff, and then the fat packs. I pulled this Genesis, pulled some pink, Maxey, Melo, Halliburton. I mean, just there's so, it's kind of like the 2001 Topps Chrome, as an example. 2001 had Pujols and Ichiro, you know, so if you can pull, I mean, you doubled your odds, basically. You know, you've doubled your odds because there's 2 great players, and they were great like from the jump. It wasn't like they took a while to like get good. You know, if you've got 2 really great players in a set or a product, you've doubled the chances that you can pull something great. And in the case of 2020, and especially with Mosaic, you know, you've got Halliburton, Edwards, Maxey, Vassel, and Melo. I mean, those are great odds. You know, so eventually you're going to hit on some stuff. So anyway, all right, that's cool. And then in the process, you're pulling tons of base that if you decide that you want to grade it and take a chance, you can, you know. I wish the Maxey was numbered, but that's okay. All right, the last few packs. I got cream. I don't have that one sleeved. I love cream. So yeah, we're an hour in. Sorry it took so long to pull something, but there'll probably be 1 or 2 people that stick with this whole thing. But sometimes I like to do cards and I just like to have some background. You know, I don't really want to watch it. I just want it in the background. And yeah, Dinwiddie. You know, pass this time while I'm cutting these slits in these things, you know, or pricing stuff, or putting cards in top loaders, or cutting cardboard for stuff that I need to move off of, you know, that I'm selling. So, all right, these were the 2 big pulls out of those, I don't know how many boxes, for 11 boxes. Not bad. 11 boxes, 25 boxes, 24 boxes, and I pulled 2 Genesis and a Scripps Maxey and a bunch of other stuff. It's pretty good. All right, give thanks. Peace out. One love.